Khoisan Talks, where our channel concentrates on Khoisan, our cultures, our spirituality, our community, our beliefs. Um, Khoisan is a tribe or a nation of people. We are a nation. We span Botswana, Zimbabwe, Namibia, South Africa, and parts of Angola. This is our stories um, told by us, about us. And we believe that's the only way to tell our stories. Um, Tonight, we will be continuing our discussion that we had the previous episode. And I will allow my beautiful guest, Jess, who looks absolutely stunning this evening. Gosh, Khoisan woman. So I will allow my sister to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, sis, for the opportunity tonight. Thank you, viewers. Good evening to all viewers. Good afternoon and good morning. Um, I'm Jessica. I'm from Namibia, and I am co-hosting with my sister Sabiha. So, a warm welcome to our channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. Your comments are most welcome on this channel. Thank you once again. Thank you, sis. Thank you, kind.
Thank you, Jessica. So, like I explained, today's discussion will be just a continuation of what we were discussing in the previous episode, which is can I say, the state of our communities and the state the Khoisan are in, because we are in quite a state in our native lands of Southern Africa. And we've decided to take 2 episodes because that is the attention that this topic needs, we think. And so, like we said in the previous episode, the Khoisan in Southern Africa are experiencing a lot of discrimination, to a point where in South Africa, the country that I am from, Khoisan are not even seen, or we are not recognized as African. We still are called by our derogatory term, which is colored. Colored is the box that we still have to tick, whether we go to the bank, fill in a bank application, whether we fill in application for employment, when we buy anything on credit, basically anything official. There is boxes that we have to tick to identify who we are. And for the Khoisan, the box is still colored, which is, as we know, a very derogatory term to call people of color. And because of this, the nature of this word and how it has infiltrated our communities and how it has stuck with us, the ruling party, which is the Bantu parties, which is the ruling parties in most, if not all, Southern African countries, including South Africa and Namibia, the Bantu nations rule our lands, govern us, and so have taken away all our rights to a point where we are not even recognized as African or native Africans to the lands. And so tonight we just want to talk more about this and how we experience living as a Khoisan on our native lands, being governed by a different nation to us. So, Jessica, I wanted to ask you, just to follow up on yesterday, or the previous episode, you said that your tribe, as I know, is Swapo, the ruling party, if I'm correct.
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
in Namibia. And just a bit of history for the viewers. Namibia and South Africa used to be one country. When apartheid ended in South Africa, Namibia then got its independence. It was given its
Yes.
independence. But we've always been one nation. I think this was a foolish thing to do because Namibians, South Africans, we've always been one nation. It was, to me, it seemed a political ploy to get the Germans, which is the colonizers of Namibia, to get them to keep that colony, which is Namibia, under rule, under govern, to, in essence, still keep their thieving, stealing ways going about.
Yes.
The only thing that they did do is they put SWAPO as the ruling party, which is a Bantu party. Now, SWAPO started in South Africa. SWAPO is a South African uh, um, political party.
Political party. Yes.
Yes. And so when our nation was split, Namibia and South Africa, SWAPO, which was the second biggest political party after the ANC, then got a piece of the pie. They got Namibia.
Mm.
So now
Mm.
ANC and SWAPO can rule. These were the two big ones vying for power in Southern Africa after apartheid. And the Germans got to keep Namibia. Because if you go to Namibia, the roads are all still German. The um,
The buildings,
the
the
buildings,
structures. Yes.
the food. These German names for food. I'm just hearing that we're having a bit of sound problems. So I just want to just see if I can move the screen a bit to see if the problem will disappear. Sorry guys, I hope that solved the problem. Um, and so I wanted to talk about SWAPO. That was just a history of SWAPO and how SWAPO came to rule Namibia. They were actually a South African political party.
Yeah. In the 1990s, it was when the political party won the election,
Mm.
and that's when they start to rule. So they have been ruling over the period of 33 years,
Mm. Same like the ANC.
exactly like ANC. So I believe that, like you said, that this was like it was an agreement between the two parties that you will take Namibia and we will take South Africa, which is ridiculous. And for me, this whole setup was also ridiculous in a sense of that why will we divide it?
Mm.
Why do we have borders between South Africa and Namibia?
Mm.
But as you say, let me go back to the topic on the ruling party. I really, is there a specific question that you want to ask me?
I just want to know, how do they deal with the natives, with the Khoisan, the ruling party, which is Bantu?
As I follow the news of South Africa and Namibia, not really that I follow the news, but you will catch highlights or so. It's basically the same what's going on here is going on there. We are being oppressed in the highest level.
Mm.
For instance, when there are government projects which we know as tenders,
Mm. Mm.
like we are approaching the summer now, and the roads needed to be fixed, for instance.
We seem to be having a bit of technical difficulty here. Um, as you know, we are in Southern Africa, and We
Sorry,
seem to
sis,
be
what
having
was
some
that?
technical difficulty. That's okay, she's back. Yes, you were saying you were going for the tenders.
Yeah. So the tenders mostly will be advertised and you will apply for a tender, but in most cases, only those that are Bantu get most of the tenders. Our people gets oppressed. Our people's pressed down. We don't have any opportunity to build houses. That was what we were known for.
Mm.
We were known for builders. So you won't even get a tender anymore in Namibia. It's like a big tender. It's either the Chinese or the Bantus who will get those tenders.
Yes, yes.
So our men in our
You
society
you
is
said
really
you said
struggling
the
with work.
Chinese get the tenders before the Khoisan. You said Chinese rather than the natives get the. Wow. Mm.
The Chinese. So if it's not the Bantu, then it's the Chinese people. So our men, our native men, our Khoisan men get so much everywhere they go, doors are closed. When you come to Vinjuk and you go to this building institutions where you buy building materials like Simon, like sorry, not Simon, like CTN, like Bulge It, Putkowitz, you will find our people standing by the gates asking for job opportunities. But it's mostly that they get handouts, the small jobs which doesn't pay much. Yeah, so most big jobs, most tenders go to the Bantu or either the Chinese. So we are really struggling in Namibia, especially our men.
Mm. Mm.
And then you will find our men, most of us in the bars and so forth.
Mm. Mm. Just an interesting point to make. When the Boers first came here, when the Portuguese and the Boers first came here and took over our lands, Khoisan lands, our native lands, and asked us to work on their plantations, they gave us alcohol as payment. And so it was one ploy, I say, of the devil, because to me, all of this is the devil's work. Um, to make our men intoxicated, lowering their libidos, um, making them almost incompetent a little bit, you know. And it's quite sad what it has done to our communities, alcohol in particular. In all our communities, alcohol and drugs are a problem that a real problem in our communities. We seem to be struggling with it, but also because these drugs just, sorry, I'm just veering off the topic, but there's so much to discuss. Just the
Yeah,
fact that during apartheid, alcohol and drugs was pushed into our communities by the then apartheid government. There is documentation proving that they pushed guns, gangsterism, alcohol abuse, illegal substances, drugs into our communities intentionally to cripple us more. And
sure.
so the fact that we are still struggling even after apartheid to me is absolute insanity. It's a bit ridiculous, really. The fact that we are not even recognized as the natives of this land, we have absolutely no rights in our own native lands. Um, Jessica, sorry, I'm just hearing that you must just move your phone a little bit. just for the sound quality. Can we just check your sound quality by moving your phone ever so slightly? Sorry, everybody. We just want to make sure that.
Is it better?
So we can continue with the talk. I will hear from our technical side if it is better. Um, so the marginalization of our nations have been happening for over 500 years. As we know, when the Portuguese first came here, the colonizers first came here, they first encountered us, and for 200 years we dealt with them before they came with these guns and gunpowder and their weapons of mass destruction that they still seem to be using on native people. Um, they came with their weapons of mass destruction, and that was our first oppression. And after apartheid, when we were supposed to be liberated, all of us were supposed to be liberated, our oppression has just continued. But now we are being oppressed by other Africans, Bantus. And I was thinking about it today. We've been in this land for what scientists say over 200,000 years. We've been here, Khoisan, on this land. And the Bantus have only been here for 3,000 years in comparison, you know. And this land, the Khoisan are very spiritual people. We are extremely spiritual people. We have such a deep connection with the earth and with God and with our ancestors. And to not be able to practice our faith, our religion, our beliefs, um, is one thing, but it's another thing to be completely oppressed in the land that is native to you. And so, how does that look for you, Jess, in your community?
It's the same as in South Africa. Basically, we are exactly the same. Because, like you've mentioned, we are the very first nation, and we never had the chance to fully live abundant. We see currently the situation in Namibia. We get oppressed by the Bantus, if not the Bantus and the Chinese, because they get first hand, they get first opportunity to better themselves. Like I said, you will find our men, smaller communities in bars. It's not that I'm talking bad about our people, but due to what's happening to us.
Yes, yes. No, we have to be honest with our situation here.
Yes. So in our smaller communities, you will find the Bantu men, the Khoisan men, to come and do a small repair job at his home either or at his workshop or whatever business he's having. And like you said, that man get paid a bottle of wine or a packet of meat.
Hmm.
So
Our,
it's
our,
quite
our Bantu,
spiritual
our Bantu brothers and sisters also pays them like that? Pays us like that in
yeah,
Namibia?
because most Bantus here in Namibia, they are owners of bars. They are the owners of the bars and the shebeens.
Mm. They've
Yes,
learned well from
they are
their
mostly.
colonizers. They've learned well from their masters.
Yeah,
Sad. Mm.
yeah. But I want to come down to what we discussed a few weeks ago, or I can maybe I can say we always talk about it. when we say Bantus, we don't talk down on you people.
No, no, that
Like
is their
you,
term. That is the name for the nation where they come from. Bantus are all over Africa. You know, it's like me saying I'm Khoisan. By you telling me I'm a Khoisan, you are not offending me, or you are just telling me what I am. For example, they call or they'll say I'm a bushman, and I'll say right, I'll take that too because that is what I am. Sometimes people think that these are derogatory terms. No, you are just calling me on my
what I
native,
am.
what I am, yes, and not some made up um, colonizer term like colored. Yeah. Bantus
But
are, if I may just interject this, sorry for your wisdom. Sorry.
no
I
problem.
just want to interject because I've never even thought about it like that. Like people won't understand what we are saying. But the Bantus, which are in South Africa, they are the Zulus, like King Shaka Zulu, that one. Um, the Xhosas, like Nelson Mandela, he was a Xhosa man. Um, Isipedi, there's so many. I think there's 12 tribes of them because there are, no, I think there's 11 tribes because, or at least 11 official languages of their tribes that are here. There are also Bantus in Namibia. They are called uh, just remind me again,
Oshibambus,
the
the
Oshivambus,
Oshibambus,
uh-huh,
and also the Hereros
Hereros, uh-huh. It's just them two.
and the Tswanas.
The Tswanas
The
are,
Tswanas,
we
they
also have
are
Tswanas here.
Bantu.
Yes, the Tswanas, we also have Tswanas here. They say they are Bantu. And so the Bantus were a tribe that migrated about 3,000 years ago out of parts of Nigeria, and they scattered all over Africa. You find Bantus in Somalia, you find Bantus in Nigeria, you find Bantus in Ghana, you find Bantus in the Congo, you find these Bantus all over. It was really a great trek when they migrated out of parts of Nigeria, more to the coast. I can't quite put my get to the name now, but it was from the coast to Nigeria, and then they scattered out. But the name that we identify this particular group is Bantu. This group is separate from Khoisan, we are saying. The Khoisan have never migrated. We are not people that migrated to the land. We
Yeah,
were always here. Science proves that the Khoisan are the first civilization on this planet. The first civilization. We are the first civilization. Yet we cannot talk our language. We cannot practice our beliefs and our cultures. We do not own our own land at all. We do not have our laws at all. There are no political parties representing us. We are not even recognized as African. So I hope that explains the Bantu and why we say Bantu for those that didn't know.
yes, yes, sure, sure. I also want to add that we are talking about this. It's like the Khoisan, the parent, is talking about the Bantu, the children.
The children, yes. Yes. They are our
It seems
offspring.
like, yes,
Mm.
yes. It seems like they've forgotten where they are coming from. The way they are behaving is like they are very self-entitled. They fought for what they have, forgetting basically about the parent house. But one thing I can tell you today, is that our people needs to return to self. As we are here, we are waiting for you. This whole thing of this is mine and you will get this, I will make sure you will get yesterday. It never brought us anywhere because you are just oppressing your parents. But it's like you said, sis, they spread all over the, and I don't know. I don't know.
What is that? What is that? I don't know.
I'm sad that my children that they've forgotten where they're coming from. I have to look deep into that. It's like they know, but they refuse to accept it.
Our children are naughty. Our children have lost the ways of our Father. We believe that. Um, I believe that all the books, the Abrahamic religions, are all African. These are all African books, talking about African men and African nations. There's not a single European anywhere in any of the three books, not the Torah, which is the Jewish Bible, not in the Christian Bible, and not in the Muslims' Quran. There's not a single European being spoken. There's not a single other nation being talking about in these books than Africans. And when I read the books, it's like reading our history and what happened to us and how we have taken on others' beliefs and idols, and they have forgotten that we believe in the one God, only the one God, nobody else. Everything else is a creation, and that the Creator has the most power, and the Creator chose us to take care of our lands. He gave us the richest lands in the world. Africa Africa is so rich. I don't think it can be quantified. We have 90% of the world's gold, the world's gold. We have 80% of the world's cobalt, 80%. We have over 60% of the world's uranium. This war in Niger that is going on now, where Niger kicked France out of the country, saying this is exploitation. France is trembling in the boots. BRICS is meeting now because they don't know what to do, because they need Africa to survive, just to survive. I'm not even talking thrive. I'm saying just to survive.
Mm,
They need us, right? The reason why they colonized us was because they wanted their countries to have the abundance Africa has. We are the ones generating the rest of the world. Nonetheless, our Father gave us this land to protect us and keep us safe, and there's enough for us, for Africans. On this continent, there's more than enough for Africans. We can even share. But what is happening is what I believe has happened, according to the books which I believe in, we wanted to be like them. God says in the Bible, I made ye gods, but you chose to
mm,
die like kings.
mm,
And so our children have forgotten, the Bantus have forgotten where they come from. They don't even recognize us as their parents. They don't even see that we are the beginning, let alone come and sit with us and talk to us and say, listen, we are clearly still struggling. What is like like Africans have always done. You go to, if you have a problem, you go to your mother's house. You ask for advice. You go to the elders in your family. And we are the elders in the family tree of Africa. We are your elders. Do you not understand? In the tree of Africa, we are all your elders.
mm,
And yet you give us no mind.
mm,
And you give us no respect. You don't even recognize us. How do
mm,
you perceive to get this right? Take control of what is ours. Make us great again. So I feel the pain too of what our children have done to us, the
mm.
Bantus, because we are the elders. We are the beginning. We are Africa's beginning.
Yes, because if you read the things they share on social media, they are searching for themselves, they're searching for the truth,
Mm.
and then you will go ahead to tell them, but here I am, the truth is right in front of me. Or just look in the mirror.
Mm.
But they chose to go and look for the truth in Egypt. Because when you go on social media, everyone is talking about how blacks are coming from Egypt.
Egypt.
But now I am asking myself this question: where does Egypt come from?
Mm.
So I
Because
always
Egypt
tell
is.
my kids,
Mm.
come back to me
Mm.
and I'll give you the truth about Egypt.
Mm.
I'll give you the truth about me and you first.
Mm.
Because the truth is right in front of us.
Mm.
And it's very, very simple.
Mm.
But I think they refuse to see it or to accept it.
Theory. I have a theory of what happened. It is just the evolution of us, of humans. We are just curious beings. I watched a program once of our people, the Khoisan people, those who still practice the ancient way of herding and living off the land and living simple life, you know. And the father says in the documentary that he's afraid that his son will go off to the city because doing this is hard work, you know, taking care of the land, taking care of the animals, not taking too much from the land, you know, living Khoi beliefs and traditions. And I thought to myself, this must be how our children, the Bantu, felt after a while. But we have so much, and because they are so intelligent, and because, I mean, my God, they built the pyramids, you know, they built Egypt. People
Mm,
are still struggling today to figure out how our children built Egypt. When
mm,
I look at Egypt and I think of Egypt, I think, my God, I am in awe of my children and what they have
mm,
created. But that is where it starts going wrong. I take the Bible, the Quran, the Torah as my history books on my people. And when I read about Egypt and what happened in Egypt with Pharaoh and Moses, and I believe and I know that Amun Ra is the Pharaoh in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Torah, because all three of the stories are in those books, the three books of
mm,
God that we follow in Africa. And they just went too far. They always just maybe go too far. The intelligence overshadows their God mind.
mm.
And for that, they have to come and talk to us to remind them about their God minds.
Yes.
Yes. And when I say God minds, I mean the connection that you have with our Father. Because you can get swept up with being so great and becoming so great and having all this greatness inside of you. Like Father says, power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. And they had absolute power. And so the rapture came, the punishment came, where the the Europeans came, the white devils came, and God gave them permission to do this to us because we just we just don't listen.
Mm.
But there is a way to save us, and I think that is why me and you are so passionate about doing this. We understand that for our people to survive, Africa to survive, you need to come and talk to the Khoisan, and you need to recognize who we are.
Because every time I encounter such a discussion where I see our children talking about how powerful they are, there's a certain verse that comes to mind. I will heal my land when my people will, when my people return to me.
Say it again, sis, say
I
it
will,
again.
there's a certain verse that comes to mind whenever I contemplate or whenever I meditate. It's like God is telling me that verse, I will heal your land once you return, basically, once you return to your roots,
Yes.
once you return to me, which is God.
Mm. Mm. We've gotten swept up into idols, like the books say. Um, and but there's something happening in this universe right now. We all feel it. Um, we don't even need to be afraid to talk about it anymore because the universe has already decided, our Father has already decided. Like we say, or like the kids say, it's go time. And so for me, it is more about educating my nation and my children, which is still one nation. You know, we are still one nation. We are just the elders of the nation that is not getting any recognition. But I have, I have the greatest of faith that things
Mm,
are going to change.
sure, sure, sure.
So, is there anything more
Yes.
that you would like to say?
Um, you spoke about idols.
Yes.
Can we elaborate more on that?
Mm. Mm. Sure. Anything that you worship besides God is an idol. Anything. I'm going to say it again. Anything that you worship besides God, if you don't put your head on the ground and say, God, now we honor our ancestors. We honor our ancestors. We honor the spirits. We honor the water. We honor the land. We honor the animals. We honor the. These are honorings that we are giving. We do not bow and say, You are my sustainer. So anything else that you bow your head to and say, This I put on the direct path of God next to one another, that's an idol.
Mm.
Whether it's a man, whether it's a book, whether it is a statue, a picture, anything that you associate with God is an idol, in my opinion.
Yes, you are
Yes,
correct.
you are correct. And I think that is where a lot of us get it wrong. We think that we should um, pray to the ancestors to ask them for
Mm.
something. No, 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 no. No.
Mm.
The ancestors are there to be honored. They can protect us by whatever means. I don't want to talk about that on here because I think
Yeah.
people, yeah, misunderstand and those that don't understand or wish to cause mischief because of information. I don't want to say, yeah. But we
Can
honor our ancestors. Yes, yes, yes,
mm.
yes.
Can I add
Can
something
I add
before I
something
forget?
before I forget? Mm.
I think the
I think
reason
the
the people
reason the people
misunderstood
misunderstood
everything around our
everything around our
ancestors
ancestors
is because what I
because
picked
what
up
I
on
picked
social
up in
media was
social
our
media was our
participate
participate
idol
idol
their ancestors.
their ancestors.
It's
It's
scarce. You
scarce.
won't see
You
them
won't
talking
see
about
them
God,
talking about God,
but their ancestors.
but their ancestors.
When the feeling I
The
get,
feeling I get
and when I say
when I
feeling, I
say
want you
feeling, I
viewers to
want you
know that
viewers to know that
we are
we are
feelers.
feelers.
The feeling I
The
get
feeling I
is
get is
their ancestors
their
is
ancestors
their God
is
to
their
them.
God to them. Yes, yes.
And I am putting
Amun
it
Ra.
out
I am
here.
putting it out here. Amun Ra, for example.
Amina,
Amun Ra.
or Tep,
Or Tet. Mm, mm, mm.
but it's only God
But
that
it's only God
needs to
that
be
needs to be
exalted.
exalted. Yes, yes.
It's only God that
It's
we
only
bow
God
to.
that we bow to. Yes.
I just wanted to
I
say that.
just wanted to say that. I think that is a very important point when it comes to Khoisan and African spirituality. And because we follow the books, um, it's so easy the way we went wrong, how we went wrong, how to get back on the path. It's all in the books, you know. But our people will return back to our Father, and you return back to your Father. I am a spiritual worker as well, you know that, and I do healing work as well. And when people come to me and they are in quite a bit of a dilemma with their lives, things are not going the best. My first question to them is, where is your mother? And most of the time, the answer I get back is, mommy is either in a old age home somewhere, or mommy's living with a different sibling and they haven't seen mommy for 6 months, and all these things. And then my first advice to them is, go find your mother. Ask your mother for forgiveness, and you do it every day until when you come through the door, when she sees you, her face lights up.
mm,
You don't just do it once, twice. If it takes you a whole year, until when your mother sees you, her face lights up, then you come back to me. And then most of
mm,
the time, well, not most of the time, all of the time, their lives change
mm,
because they bring honor to the elder, they bring honor to the mother. In turn, God brings honor to them.
mm.
And that is what our Bantu children does not seem to understand.
Yes.
We want all of our honor to return.
Mm,
We want our Father to smile on us. And have no doubt, these books, there is not a single any other person in those books besides African. There's no other person described in these books. I said to somebody, we did the workshop, right, Jess? And
yes.
I said to our people, because some of our people live in desertous areas as well. I said, have you ever seen a white man in the desert for the day?
Hmm,
Imagine any other, even a Chinese guy. Can you imagine them in the desert building these pyramids? No, my dear. It's only an African, a melanated black man that can do that. Because, unlike anybody else, the sun generates us.
mm.
It does not destroy us because we are built for this
Yes.
world.
Yes.
We are built for Africa. Yes, yes.
In fact, we started it,
Mm.
and we will end it.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, I heard a sneak voice recording of Malcolm X today. We said the exact same thing. It started in Africa, it will end in Africa. You know? And that is how it will be. That is how it will be. I almost want to encourage our diaspora in the other countries to come back home, come back to Africa. Um, there is a rapture coming again.
Mm,
And your best bet, our people's best bet, is to be here on this continent. No other
on the soil.
continents, they are going to suffer. Other
On the soil.
continents, okay, on this earth is going to suffer.
Mm,
I am making this prediction confidently, premonition confidently.
mm,
Come home, come to Africa. There are things coming, there are forces at play. Come home. We all need to be home. We all need to be
mm,
here for one another. It will affect Africa as well. Because whoever wins Africa wins the war that is coming. So, or the war that is already going on, I should say.
mm,
So come home and fight for your continent. Because if Africa loses, we all lose. Black people.
mm. We are moving in a time of change. change. It's upon us.
It's upon us.
The choice is
The choice
ours.
is ours.
We have the upper
We have
hand.
the upper hand.
Like my lovely
Like my
sister
lovely
just said,
sister just said,
come home.
come home.
Come on.
Your safe.
Your safest place is here.
Safest places here. And we have so much to offer. The deal is sweet. The
Yes.
Chinese are flocking in by the millions, and see what happened to China when they came to Africa. They became a superpower.
Mm.
Before, please, I want, if you do any type of research, do this research. Before the Chinese influx to Africa, go read up on where China was economically. They were worse. They were one of the worst off countries in the world. And in the past 20, 21 years, since their influx into Africa, they've become a superpower. People become, nations become superpowers of us.
Because of
We
us.
power several superpower nations. We power them. Imagine if we did that
Mm.
for ourselves. Can you
Yes.
imagine?
Yes.
Niger is taking the first step. Julius Malema, I will say it, is talking too much. Recently, my Bantu son, he celebrated 10 years EFF. I said, for what have you achieved, my dear? By talking and playing to the people's emotions. But what have you physically done? We still don't own our minds. Do you know South Africa doesn't own its own mines? Anglo America owns our mines. A Anglo-Saxon company owns our mines. What have you done to help our people? China is now coming in, trolling our oceans. People are so happy China is
Mm.
coming. The rest of the diaspora, everybody's singing prayer. Oh, China's on our side. Do you know what China did to their country? Do you know what they did to their oceans? They are destructive. So don't be
It's
too
in their
happy.
It's
nature.
in their nature.
It's in their nature. Don't be too happy. My sister just said here, in Namibia, the Chinese gets the contract before the native African gets the contract. Open your eyes, people. There's a bigger game going on here. But somehow, since I have this feeling that the African Americans, they are they are moving and shaking. Their minds are open. They're putting one and two together. They're seeing the puppet and the master, the puppet master with the strings.
They
I find
listen.
that they listen. And because their struggle is, it's almost like our struggle. They lost their land, they lost their identity, they lost their beliefs, they lost their roots. Just like us, lost everything. And slowly but surely we are learning. We are coming back to our roots.
But they are more
They are more
open-minded
open-minded
than
Mm,
our
than our
Bantus here.
Bantus here.
mm, mm. I
Today,
find our
one of
Today,
children.
them,
one of them,
Yes, yes, yes.
sorry sis,
sorry sis,
today one of them
today one of
inboxed
them
me
inboxed me
and said he's on
and
his
said
way to
he's on his
Namibia.
way to Namibia.
Wow.
Yeah, he said
Yeah,
that
he said
Babylon is
that
upon
Babylon is
America.
upon America.
Mm,
That's what
mm,
he said.
That's what he said.
mm. Babylon is upon everybody that is not African, that is not black. And I'm talking till our land, black land, is still right into Saudi Arabia. That's black land.
mm,
That's our soil. That's our DNA. So anywhere else, if you're anywhere else, come home quickly. Come home.
mm.
Sis, you look absolutely stunning tonight. I just wanted to say it again. Uh, I
Thank you,
hope
sis.
that our viewers have enjoyed our talk tonight, and as much as we have enjoyed the talk tonight. Um, but there's still lots more to talk about when it comes to us and who we are and what we are and what we can teach the world. Not so
Yes.
much the world, what we can teach our people.
There is one more
There is
question,
one more
sis.
question, sis.
Yes.
I would like
I
you
would
to
like you to
explain
explain
shortly to the
shortly to
viewers
the viewers
how you
how
experienced
you
the workshop
experienced
that
the
you've done
workshop that you've
recently
done
here in
recently
Namibia.
here in Namibia.
I am still trying to even process what I experienced with that
Mm,
workshop. The first day was magical, absolutely
mm,
magical. And we did cleansing rituals with some of the women, um, ancient traditional cleansing rituals. Um, we prayed a lot. We asked our Father to bless the women that were there and us who were there with the women. It was absolutely amazing. Um,
yes.
Yes.
the second day, when all the people came, when the rest of the community came, because the first day was only for this group of women, and then
Yes.
the workshop we did the second day was just for those who want to see, we do have pictures that we will be posting on Instagram showing and short little video clips of what happened there. But the our elderly people came. I later found out in wheelchairs. They were
Mm,
pushed in wheelchairs for
mm,
kilometers just to
mm.
come and join us. And my heart is still overwhelmed by the kindness of the people. And
Yes.
then the beautiful prayers that the elderly people made for us while we were there, which is this connection of consciousnesses, us recognizing one another, us feeling free to practice, you know, our spirituality and just accepting one another, myself as a Muslim, everybody else. Well, there were two Muslims and the rest are Christian, but the religion is the religion is African and we are African. It is just our way of expressing how we praise our Father. And to me that was just, yeah, it was uplifting and enlightening. And we pray that we
Mm,
get a chance to do it again soon.
mm.
How was your experiences?
It was great.
It was
It was
great.
great. It
It
was
was great.
bliss.
It was bliss.
It was something
It
new
was
for me
something
as
new for
well.
me as well.
Mm,
But it
But
feels
it
like I'm
feels like
familiar
already
with it.
familiar with it.
yes, yes.
That's how
But
I
you
felt.
are you are a community worker. You do a lot of workshops. This was just a spiritual workshop.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
But the people were
But the people
excited.
were
The
excited. The
feedback
feedback
Yes.
that came
that
back
came back
was
was
wow.
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 So So our
We
people are
So our
looking
people are
forward to
looking forward to
more of these
more of these
workshops.
workshops.
I got a few
I got
phone
a few
calls
phone
from over
calls from over
Namibia
Namibia
wow.
about
about
what happened
what
that the
happened that
2 days that
two
we were
days
busy
we
here
were
in
busy
Namibia.
here in Namibia.
And yes,
And
even
yes,
some
even
churches
some churches
reached out to
reached
me,
out to me,
Wow.
yeah, to
Thank you
ask
for
us
to
about
ask us
our
about our
first
first
spirituality.
spirituality.
yes, yes, yes. I I'm super excited to share our spirituality with people because I know it connects with people. I've experienced it. I've done it so long over the years. I've always been a spiritual healer, as you know. And when I connect with people and I show them, because at first people are like, "What are you doing? Like this is not what we are used to." But once God and that connection hits, it's like the spark that sets the fireworks off, you know?
Mm,
And so
mm.
I'm hoping that the more workshops we do, the more people can experience this because the same in Namibia that I hear from most people that all the people that I work with is that they feel lighter. The burden
Yes,
feels lighter. Yes, yes. And I tell them that's our Father. That's our
mm,
Father. And once
mm.
you know how to connect with that, then man, you're on fire. Nothing can stop you. Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank you
sis,
so
for that
much, sis, for that
insight and that
insight and that
feedback on the
feedback
workshop
on the
and your
workshop and your
experience here in
experience here
Namibia.
in Namibia.
Yes.
And it was so
It was
great to have
so
you
great to
here.
have you here.
And you are most
You are
welcome to
most
come back,
welcome
and
to come back,
so
and
are
so
my
are
other
my
African
other
brothers and
African brothers
sisters.
and sisters.
Mm.
So, with that,
So, with that,
viewers, we
viewers,
come to an end of
come to an end
tonight's
of
show.
tonight's show.
Mm.
Thank you for
Thank you
tuning
for
in.
tuning in.
Please subscribe,
Please
like, and
subscribe, like,
share.
and
Leave a
share.
comment or
Leave a
two.
comment or two.
We will come back to
We will
you.
come back to you.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you, sis.
Thank you, Jessica. I just want to thank you so much for Jessica organized this entire workshop. I literally just had to get myself there. But she got the people together, she got the church together, she got the birthdays workshops. Jessica literally planned on her own as well as feeding over 100 people. You know, up until the morning of the workshop, she was busy cooking and doing her thing. And oh, you were just amazing. And I praise and I thank God for you and all that you do for us and for our people. You know, you are not just a talker, you are a doer. And so I'm so grateful to the Most High for you,
Yes,
sis.
Yes.
And for the
yes.
way that you love our people. And I pray that our Father blesses you with abundance of whatever that abundance is that you want. I pray our Father blesses you, sis.
Mm,
But this is already done. This is already done. But still, we salute our
mm,
Father. We salute the
mm.
praises.
Praise the good God. Yes.
So thank you for that, sis. Thank you for everything. And we will surely be organizing more workshops. Just out of interest, if there is anybody that is interested in us coming to do workshops in and around your communities, you can contact us on Khoisan Talks on Instagram and or just leave a comment down below and we'll be sure to get back to you. And that's the end of our program, like my sister said. I thank you all for being here
Yeah.
and for my beautiful sister. She looks so stunning tonight. And we will see you guys soon, soon again, soon again. Peace and blessings on everybody. Peace and blessings. Sissy, give us the greeting in our mother tongue, please.
Great choice.
Great choice.
Hi, Khois. Hey! Wonderful. Love you all, guys, and have a
Love
blessed
you.
week.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.